Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, what's up? What's going on out there? Good morning. Good morning, man. My setup's all janky right now. Janky anyway. What's up? Welcome. Welcome to this fine Monday edition of BS with Hannas. That's me. Out here on YouTube. It's my little YouTube morning talk show. Quick hitter today. Quick hitter. But good morning. It's a Monday. Back to it. Yeah, I'm Nikki Hannas. I make music. You can find it at nikkibhannas.com. nikkibhannas.bandcamp.com. Nikki B. Hannas on all streaming services. I write a little bit. You can go to substack.nikkibhannas.com. Find that. Uh, yeah, bunch of music stuff on YouTube, bunch of music stuff out on Spotify streaming, all that shit. Yeah, man. So it's a Monday. We're right back to it. I had a good ass weekend. I had a really nice weekend, as a matter of fact. Played this gig. They call it Rockin' Romp. I was out here in the woods of the Westchester area. Basically, it was a big backyard barbecue blowout, rock and roll, and motherfuckers out there on dirt bikes and ATVs all day long. Big backyard thing. $50 gets you in as an attendee. $50 for all the beer and food you can eat and drink. Yeah, it was great. The Hannas band got to open the event off, kicked it off at like 1 p.m. exactly. And you know what it is, dude. I'm very, very grateful. I wrote about this on my Substack yesterday because when I think about what I like to write about, I think about what I talk about. I could easily just say, "Oh, it's all just life, man." That's what we used to say. It was one time at the burger joint when I first started working there. Me and this other guy went out and just had a cigarette break, hung out, shooting the shit. And the boss texts us. He's like, "Yo, Beavis and Butthead, get back in here. What the fuck are you guys doing out there?" We come back in, and my man's like, "Oh, we're just talking about life." And that's true, man. And any person that's going to get out here with a microphone and headphones on and sunglasses and talk to the people, just talking about life. But when I distill it down, what I really talk about, what I really think about, and what I'd like to put forth is music, sobriety. Those two things are very important to me. Very compelling things to talk about. Work, work ethic, diligence, dignity. What was I talking about the other day? I forget the word. I like talking about words. I like talking about what means things, But in any event, let me sip this coffee. In any event, I was writing about the duty of playing music, because that's what I was thinking about. Once upon a time for me, man, playing a big backyard party like this, because I've played many backyard parties, not as nice as this, not as cool as this, not at the level that I'm playing now, but I've played many events as such. And as soon as I would get there, man, and I would see these, 6 or 7 kegs on ice, I'd be fucking ready to just, all right, where's my cup? Well, yeah, how long till we play? Let me get as much as I can until we play. And then I'll bring some up more with me on stage. And back in those days, it was all part of the show. It was part of the entertaining. It was part of the package that you got. Which when I reflect upon it, it's very self-indulgent in that way. It's very self-centered in that way. I'm here. Yeah, I'm in a band and I'm here to play. There's bands playing and I'm one of them, let's just say. But it's like, how much can I get out of this? How much fun can I have out of this? How much of my indulgences can I get from this position of being on the stage? And that's true. That's fair. I mean, my music is inherently self-indulgent in the sense that we played a 40-minute set and it was 4 songs. So lots of guitar solos, lots of improv jamming. And that's what I do. So in that regard, it's very self-centered. But when I reflect more deeply on it, I was thinking the 10 minutes or so before we actually played, that there's like a sense of duty, to get on stage and play for people to kick off this event. There's 9 bands. There's 2 couples that are running this event on their property. All types of moving parts between people running parking, people running ticket sales, people, the one dude was on the grill and the smoker all day long feeding the party. Somebody had to get the kegs and do all the labor, and a lot goes into that. And then even for, customers or attendees, people that are there for the show, for the event, they're giving up their money to get there. They're giving up their time to get there. And time and money, Those are the valuable things in life, right? Time value and relationships is what the most valuable things are in whatever order, but these people are bringing their families, spending their time, spending their money to give the attention to the stage. And here I am on stage. And I've always valued being on stage. I've always found it a transcendent thing, but the way in which the performer transcends, these days it's like I'm on stage, this is my job, this is my duty. I'm obligated to fucking do my best here. And that's just a big contrast in my thinking, in my brain, for back in those days when it's like, well, I'm here, let's party. It's just a different thing. It's just a different thing. And that was kind of what I'm thinking about. And like I said, I wrote a little piece on my Substack about it. I take it pretty serious, man. It's not very often I get to take a day off work and just go be part of something really, really cool like that. God willing, there'll be many more instances of those things in my life. But for right now, it was awesome, man. The 40-minute set we played was just fucking balls to the wall. Me personally, it's like, all right, well, you got to play first. That's fine. I'd have preferred to play at night, of course. Once there's more of a crowd and less scragglers, people are there, and the mood is set. Everyone wants to play a little later. Everybody wants the ideal set time. But, I've booked shows and someone's got to go first. And I'm the new kid on the block in this scene. So, yeah, I'll take that. And I look at it like an honor. I look at it with gratitude. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. I'm Nicky B. Hannas and this is my band. Let's fucking go, boys. That was awesome, man. It was a lot of fun. But, we do that all day and then right back to it. Right back to it. Back on this fine Monday. For me, it's day 34 of this iteration of 75 Hard. And, the premise of this show is I like to wake up and take a long, nice walk, which I did this morning. The sky was beautiful. All types of pinks and purples and clouds. And just before the sunrise, that 20-minute window before the sunrise out here is just like, it's magnificent. I love that shit. Read some good stuff. As I'm going through 75 Hard, I finished my book, Anti-Fragile, Nassim Taleb. I think I'll talk about that Wednesday. Because that was a good read. It was very tough to read. It was very technical. And how the guy wrote, very, what's the fucking word? Pretentious in a lot of ways. Very official. I guess Nassim Taleb is a risk. He's a risk analysis kind of guy. He assesses risk and there's mathematical formulas and probabilities. And he's got his own, obviously an index, but he's got a glossary and he made up half his own words. And, it was very tough to read, but worth reading. And I got a couple really good, useful takeaways from reading it. But, on to the next one. Today I started reading another Norman Vincent Peale book. Enthusiasm Makes the Difference. So going from one super technical, kind of jaded, cynical perspective into a very holy, he was a minister, so he's got that Christian lens to it, the upbeat positivity kind of vibe. But enthusiasm making the difference that ties exactly in with what I was thinking about before I got on stage the other day. It would have been so easy just to be up there sound checking and, all right, where's the people? Where's the crowd? Oh, there's no crowd. Oh, well, it's 1 p.m. I guess, I guess we'll just play and have a good time. It's like, nah, fuck that. And that's the differentiating factor, man. If nothing else, even from my experience, it'll color my experience to be a better gig. Be grateful to be there, be happy to be there with an intention. There's a duty. These people are giving me their attention. I got to fucking perform. I got to perform well. No half stepping. So it goes. And that's all, man. And, like I said, the premise of this show is I wake up and I'll take a nice walk. Did that. Read some good stuff. Did that. Talk to the people. Doing that. And it's Monday, so that means it's International Chess Day. So once I'm done here in a couple minutes, I'm going to go do that. Then I get to work, do the damn thing, man. Handle that business. It's a Monday. Oh, Mondays, right? I'll be hearing that shit all day long from everybody. Mondays don't really bother me all like that, man. It's a busy day in my line of work. The burger shop, especially when the big dog's off all weekend. who knows what kind of what kind of damage control I got to do once I get in there. Wasn't around to fix anything all weekend, but I also wasn't around to fuck anything up all weekend. So who knows? I bet I'll go in and all will be well. All will be well, and it's just things to be done. Get back on that horse and keep riding it, man. So that's what I'm thinking about on this fine Monday morning. And it's also nice because between this festival gig yesterday and then the 3 previous weekends of Nikki B. Hannas music releases, which you can find at nickybhannas.com and or nickybhannas.bandcamp.com. And then the Look Around Festival, which was the week before that. Shit, this past 5-week window of creative output has been what I've been working at for the past 7 or 8 months of this whole year. You know, and that's an awesome thing. So I'm looking at each thing down the to-do list, so to speak. Boom, did that. Boom, did that. Boom, did that. Boom, did that. And boom, did that too. So now what do? We take a day and we kind of decompress a little bit. Still do the things I got to do, you know. Now it's a Monday. I'm supposed to be mad at a Monday. Should I have dreaded today, yesterday? No, that's not a good way to spend my energy. No, sir, it is not. So now here we are. Do the thing and just keep fucking hammering it, man. It makes me wonder, you know, I'm thinking about what the next, I'll enjoy a little season of not having a sense of urgency, but there's projects cooking. They're simmering right now, if not boiling. And it's time to just keep hitting them, man. A couple weeks, I'll be back on it. And in the meantime, I'm kind of got this stuff down to a good routine that I really enjoy doing too. Like my man Norman Vincent Peale said, enthusiasm makes the difference. I'm only a few pages into it, but it's going to be, I can sense it already. It's a reaffirming of things that I already know, you know, and I talk about that a lot. We know things, we understand the truth of things. And like, yeah, I know, I get it. Sometimes you just need it to be kind of thrown at you one more time in a different light, in a different context. You know, again, thinking of that, the contrast between a conversational, you know, very, not a haughty piece, you know, Vincent Peale, Norman, I keep calling him Vincent, Norman Peale. He writes in a very conversational way, friendly way. You know, it's like you're talking to a guy right here, full of character, full of personality, but like an upbeat, uplifting personality, a friendly tone to it. And that is a stark contrast to Anti-Fragile, which was written, like I said, in a very pretentious, like, I'm the enlightened, smart, wise one, and these people are the fools. So you, reader, I'm telling you why these people are fools. You got to listen to me. And there's a place for that. I ain't mad at the man for it, but it's a contrast. So going from that, like, hard, rigid, multi-syllabic word, just, you know, it's a dense book, into something friendly. It's like, all right, cool. It's going to change. I'm reading every day as per, you know, the rules of 75 hard anyway, but I'm already a reader and I'm compelled to read it, even if it's a little tough. And the fact that it's a little tough is good. It means I got to like soldier through it a little bit. But the contrast of it to reaffirm things I already know that I just lived out this weekend, that's what's up. So I'm just out here chilling, man, doing the thing, dude. Talking on a Monday. I'll write a little bit tomorrow. I'll talk again on Wednesday. Throw some music around on Thursday. Talk Friday. You know what I mean? Find all my shit. Find all my shit. I'm still building. I look at it like building a portfolio and being in a good, positive place, a high thumos place, an enthusiastic place. You know, it makes the construction process a lot better. There's no begrudgingness right now. And that's a win over the past 6 months, let's just call it. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. If you want to see all the stuff, anything I do, I'm posting to my Patreon, so you can go to there. If you want to support the mission, patreon.com/NickyBHannas. But that's all I got for the day on this fine Monday morning. Good morning to all y'all out there. Keep after it. Keep killing. You can find the music, nickybhannas.com, nickybhannas.bandcamp.com, Nicky B. Hannas on all streaming services. Although on the itinerary for the event, apparently the Nicky B. Hannas name is difficult or weird to some people. A lot of people seem to mispronounce it or misspell it. I think that's funny. They had like the timing for the whole gig. It was like 1 p.m. Nicky B. Hanna. Not quite, but you know, I grew up a Tony Hawk pro skater, so the Benny Hannas was a trick there. I've watched The Wolf of Wall Street and the famous motherfucking Benny Hannas. So maybe that's just me. In any event, NickyBehannas.com, NickyBehannas.bandcamp.com, NickyBehannas on all streaming services for my music, for anything I write, NickyBehannas.substack.com. Is that it? Patreon.com/NickyBehannas for all of it. All got a little music thing jamming out on YouTube. So besides this, which is on, besides this, the BS with Behannas show, which is on YouTube at BS with Behannas, and then BS with Behannas on Spotify podcast, Apple podcast. You can also go to YouTube, just straight up Nicky Behannas. There's some live footage on there from some gigs, little jam sessions on there. It's going to be a fun thing to just keep doing. So, yeah, keeping it moving, man. Keeping it moving. Happy Monday. Keep it real. One love. I'm out of here. Peace.